we are together. Okay. Good evening, sir. I'm sharing my screen now. Hello, can anyone hear me? Okay, okay, good, good. Um, I'm really happy that I'm starting this training with AI enthusiasts like me, those who really love AI. I can bet you there is a lot in for this training. Even while I was preparing for this, I was like, I hope, but really, I'm ready to unfold everything. I'm ready to release everything I know as far as AI is concerned. And it's really going to be a great week because we're going to be covering so many areas as far as AI is concerned. By the time this training will be over, you guys by then will not just be AI users, but you'll be prompt engineers, you'll be generative AI engineers. And really, that is what I personally hope to achieve at the end of the training. So let's start the presentation right away. All right. While I'm starting my presentation, I would like to know. Um, okay, okay. Don't worry. We'll do that probably before the end of the class. We just throw. I just wanted to throw off a question, but don't worry. We'll do that before the end of the class if time permits. All right. Let me share. Just share. So let me know once you start seeing my screen. Can anyone see my screen? Okay, okay. Advanced prompt engineering techniques and frameworks, right? Okay, okay, okay. Please, I want us to respond. I can only hear one person so far now, maybe like three or four responded. So let's respond, okay? So you give me the vibe, you give me the ginger, you understand? That will give me, the assurance that okay, all right, good, good. All right, so let's get going. Now, these advanced prompt engineering techniques and simply advanced generative AI and prompt engineering. Now, okay, I'm with you. Hope you still what? Yes, yes. I've done that. I've done that. That was part of the things I was doing earlier, while waiting. All right, so don't worry. Recording will be available throughout every day so that on our own we can always go over it again. All right, so let's get going. So this training is meant for advanced generative AI and prompt engineering. Not even most of us, as far as you are here, I'm very sure you must have been using one AI model or the other. ChatGPT, Meta AI, Grok, and the likes, VO3 and the likes. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to assume that we all know this because if I should do that, we may have some people that will get hurt based on my assumption. So I'm going to assume that everybody here doesn't know any of this. So that's where I'm going to take it, okay? So that at the end of the day, I won't be having a wrong assumption, okay? All right, so let's get going. Now, what is generative AI? Now, from what I have here, of course, this is a structured guide. This is not, something I, a book from one other institution is something I compiled myself. Okay, so everything here is structured for this course, and this slide is just for today's class. So tomorrow I'll be sharing this slide. After this class, I'll be sharing this slide, send it to the group. tomorrow also is a different slide. So that means in total we should be having 5 slides in total, one for each day. So most people use AI casually, typing questions. How many states do we have in Nigeria? How many colors makes a white light? We type questions. We believe, oh, and of course, AI will always give you response, and we think, oh, wow, you know, it's giving me response. But the question is, AI can always do more than what you are getting from it. Okay, AI is so it means that most Nigerians presently, I can tell you, we are underutilizing AI. Okay, we are underutilizing. AI can do much more than what we are doing. Okay, what we are using it for. So you will learn how to communicate with AI system intentionally using structured prompts and structured prompts that produce consistent high quality results. So after completing this module, you will use AI, you will engineer it to work for you, you will make it to do what exactly you want. You get it? So at the end of this module, you will understand AI interpretation. You know what a structured prompt is. You know how to apply techniques. You understand prompt techniques, build multiple step workflow, refined and improve whatsoever it is AI gives to you as an output. So we are starting with chain of thought. Now, before we go into chain of thoughts, tree of thoughts, and the likes, I will need to share something right now, and that is there are some, you know, like I was saying earlier, that many of us we type things, you know, we type things and we type things on ChatGPT or any other model, right? Like, okay, we need an answer to a question and all that. Of course, we do get results. You get results. You get it now. But you can always get a more better result. And professionally, a good prompt should have um, some features. A good prompt should have some features. And that is number one, a good prompt should have a role. Now, what do I mean by a role? Now, take for instance, um, ChatGPT can do a lot. Gemini can do a lot. All this AI can do a lot of things. In fact, across every field of study, science, art, name it, okay, can do a lot of things. Now, it now depends on what exactly you want. Okay, and that's why it's very important that we give your AI a role. Take for instance, if I'm using Gemini and I'm a medical doctor, for instance, and I need something relating to my field. If I should just go ahead to type it randomly, like we used to do, without giving a rule, it's going to give you a random answer. And that is just the truth. Okay, let me explain. If a medical doctor would define or would explain, or let me rather put it this way, if anybody want to explain let's say, what a cancerous cell is, for instance, you can tell one or two things about cancer. We've seen people with cancer, we've heard people, had cancer and the like. So we can say one or two things about it, right? Now, no matter what you can say about it, you can't compare it to how a medical practitioner will explain what cancer is. And that's just the way it is. So likewise also, if you give a prompt, let's say for instance you're asking, okay, what is this? Generally on your AI model, it's going to give you a general answer. But if you give a role, for instance, you say act as a medical practitioner, or you just give it to it and say you are a medical practitioner. What is this? Explain this. It's going to give you a more detail. I talk too much. Let's go and do something. So you see what I'm talking about. So let's use I just made subscription on this. I'm not using it. So let's use Gemini. Oh, okay. Let's use ChatGPT. It's more common, I guess. So let's use ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is one of those common models that people use. I guess most of us here also use it. Now, I just give an example and say, okay, let's say I want to ask something about let's pick a subject. Let me think of something. Let's say I want to ask something about virus, for instance. Like, okay, like most of us will just say, okay, what is virus, right? Yeah, you're going to have your results. Let's see what it's going to give to us. Virus is something very tiny that can infect living things and make them sick, so small that you can't see it without a powerful microscope. Yes, we have this result, right? And it's giving us example like COVID-19, influenza, HIV, and the likes. Now we are going to modify this. And this time we are going to give ChatGPT as a model and say, okay, you are a medical, you are a medical practitioner, a medical practitioner. What is it what is, or what did we ask? What that? Okay, what is virus? Okay, what is virus? Now I'm sending it. Now, as a medical practitioner, a virus is defined as a microscopic infection. Hold on. Now, if you check the first one, the first sentence here says that a virus is like, no, no, no. He said, I'm talking about the first sentence here. He said, a virus is something very tiny that can affect. Now, imagine that definition or that first definition to this and say a virus is defined as a microscopic infectious agent. Do you see that even the terms they are using are different now? And now it's telling you that as a medical practitioner, it's going to give it to you. And by the time you check more, you discover that, look at, it's even giving you how it works. Meanwhile, the other one is not giving you how it works. Do you get it now? It's just giving you a random general response. Do you get it now? Now, what is the difference between the first one, what is virus, and the second one, act as a medical practitioner, what is virus? Now, the difference between them is in this first one, we just give it a task, meaning we just give it what we want it to do, right? But in the second one, in the second prompt, we didn't just give a task, but we even gave it a role. Like the way we give it a role that, okay, we want it to act, you understand, to carry out that task we are giving to it as a particular role. So we give it a role, and now we are giving what a task. Do you get it now? So a very good prompt should have a role, should have a task. So it means that even if you're medical, if even if you're a legal, a legal practitioner, a lawyer, you understand, and you want something related to your field, give it a role. You are a lawyer, you are a barrister, or act as a, give it a role. If you are an artist, give it a role. As an artist, do this. As an artist, explain, always give it a role. So a very good prompt must have a role. Okay. Number two, another thing a very good prompt must have is a task. Of course, that's what exactly you're asking it to do. Like for instance, what is what is a virus? Explain this, do this for me, list this. That's the task. Another thing a very good prompt should have a format. What do I mean by format? I mean, how do I want it to present the result, the output? Now, if you look at what I have here, though there's nothing bad in this output. There's nothing bad. We have the definition, we have the medical definitions, we have how it works, we have clinical references, we have key clinical characteristics, and we have the summary. It's cool. You get it now. But there are some instances where you probably want the output to be somehow. For instance, you just want the definition in one paragraph. Do you get it? You don't want a lot of stories and all that. And that is where format comes. You get it now. Okay, so let's do that and say, let me copy the second prompt and I will modify it. Or I can also modify this too. I can just edit and modify. I don't want us to modify it. I want us to, let's copy this. Let's copy this and paste so that we can just scroll through if we need to. Now, act as you are a medical practitioner, what is virus? Now, I want to give it a format and say, okay, uh, present this, present your response in just one paragraph. in just one paragraph. Oh, sorry, paragraph. Okay. So now look at this. We are giving this a role, giving it a task, and now we are giving a format. So if you run this now, this will streamline it to how we want it presented. Look at that. Just one paragraph. Are we getting it now? Just one paragraph. So that's that. So another thing a very good prompt should have is a very good prompt should have what's it called? A background, or we call it context. Now, why context? Why background? A very good example is this. If we have a lawyer among us, and I go to that lawyer and tell that lawyer and ask the lawyer, say, like, what is crime? Now, the way the lawyer is going to explain what crime is, to me, of course, is going to explain, okay, crime is this. Meanwhile, now we've gone past giving role. Of course, everybody know what crime is. You get it now. So, but the way a layman we define what crime is will be different from the way a lawyer will explain, or a policeman will explain what crime is. Do you get it now? Now, fine. We are given a role of, say, okay, you are a legal practitioner. Okay, what is crime? All that. Now, it's going to give me a response. But do you know that if I should see a legal practitioner and I ask that person what is crime, it's going to give me a response. Fine. He or she will be giving me a response. But do you know that if I should give, there must be a reason why I'm asking that question. Now, if the person doesn't care, he can like, okay, fine, crime is this, crime is this. But if it's someone that cares, the person may be like, okay, why exactly do you want to know? Now, the person is actually asking, probably, he or she can probably give me a better response. Now, if I go ahead to tell that person, say, actually, I'm a student and I'll be given a project, to probably make a research about crimes and all that. Maybe I give a background of what exactly I want. I mean, what exactly the reason I'm asking that question and all that. Now, the way the same legal practitioner will explain to me now will be different, because now I've given a streamline of why exactly I'm giving that task. Do you get it now? Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's copy this same prompt. Okay, and this time we are going to be given a context. So I'm going to copy this. You see that we are building our prompt, right? And that's how we said prompting is not about asking questions on AI model. It's about designing, structuring, engineering your prompt in such a way that you get a desired and accurate response from your AI models, or from your AI models. Okay. Now present your, okay. Now we have a role. Okay, we are still using medical practitioner. Okay, let's change the field. Okay, let's still continue with this field. A medical practitioner, what is virus? Present your response in one paragraph. Now, let's say this time I can combine it and still add the context to this, but I want something more elaborate. I don't want one paragraph, so I'm going to remove this. So now let me give a background. Now that background will be perfect if it comes before the what's it called before my task. It doesn't matter actually for me. I prefer it comes before the task. Now let's add the background. Okay, I am a I am a medical student who has been given a project on viruses on viruses. Okay. Now I'm asking what is virus. Now when you are given task, I mean when you are given context can be even more, can be much more than this, like full details why you are doing that. If you see some prompt, what if you see some prompt, it looks like a paragraph and it's a prompt. Now what is actually, what takes that space most times in big prompt is, I mean, are the what's it called, the context, the background, you understand, of the task you are giving to the model. But let's just give this very small what's it called, this very small background. Okay, the background or the context is that I'm a student, I'm a medical student, and I've been given a project on virus. Now if I should run this, the response will definitely going to be different from what I've been having earlier, because this time I'm now asking AI, say, okay, see, I don't just want any response. Okay, this is why I'm doing this. So let's run it and see what we're having as the response. Now look at this. We are having a more elaborate what's it called, response, even though it's still giving it words as a paragraph. Okay, even after I've removed it, that's not an issue. You can always create a new chat and continue. Now it's not giving me a response now, okay, like a more elaborate response, even though it's a paragraph, but this one now is more elaborate than the previous one. Do you get it now? It's more elaborate than look at the previous one, right? In one paragraph, look at it. Or look at the second one. Now it now depends on my prompt, right? I can even make the prompt even more elaborate for it to give me even something more better than this. So we have what we have now what I've just mentioned, role, task, format I mentioned earlier, RTF, is actually a prompt framework. We have many other prompt framework. After this class, I'll be sharing that with you, so you can go through it. There are a lot of prompt frameworks. So these prompt frameworks are different. You get, but the most common is what is the RTF, okay, which is role, task, and format. The very most common. So let's not forget that a very good prompt should have a role, a very good prompt should have a context. A very good prompt should have a task. Of course, that's what you're asking it to do. A very good prompt should have format, how you want it presented. Though that one is not compulsory, like that format, you get it down. It's actually good. Many a times you will ask AI, you give AI model some task, and you see a lot of stories, including what you want and what you don't even want. That's why it's good giving what format. Okay, good that you give format. And another thing, sometimes it's good that you give limit to response. Okay, we give limit to response. That limit can also be what's it called, the format too. Okay, for instance, you don't want this more than 500 words. It's part of it, constraint, limit. Okay, so but above all, the very most common three features that a very good a very good prompt should have is role, task, format, or role, task, context. Okay, or role, task, format, and context. So that's that about that. Okay, do you have any question on this before we continue about your prompt features? Any question on this before we move on, so that the question will not be too much accumulated? Yes, any question? Okay, okay, all right. No question. I believe no question from any other person. All right then. So let's continue. So now we are moving to the next thing. So by the time I send the book on, it's one of my books on prompt engineering, just basically on prompt engineering, you will see, different, all these different prompt frameworks. You understand, like that. But let's go into something even more important than frameworks, and these are prompt techniques. Prompt text. So let's go back to our slide. These are prompt techniques. Now, the first one here is chain of thoughts and tree of thoughts. Chain of thoughts and tree of thoughts. Now, let me read what I have here. AI model produce significantly better results when guided to reason explicitly rather than jump to conclusion. Two powerful techniques unlocks this capability, and that is chain of thoughts and tree of thoughts. Now, many a times when you ask AI, when you give a prompt, you ask AI some question, it just give you, and it depends on what you are doing. Sometimes you may be doing a kind of research where you need details. You understand? You need details of the response. You understand? Now, to unlock those things that AI is not giving you as details, that's where we make use of these prompt techniques. Now, what is chain of thought? Now, in chain of thought, we ask AI to give that response is given to you. Eh? It should explain it to you step by step. We're going to be looking at some examples now. Now, most of the time, this is being used in something in logical prompts. You're trying to get something logical or something arithmetical. You understand? You ask AI to what, to give you the solution to that problem step by using that keyword step by step. Is very very important. Now, and in tree of thought, in tree of thoughts. Now, what do you mean by tree of thoughts? Here you are giving AI. You are asking AI to give you. Let's say, for instance, you're asking AI to give you, let's say, something on digital marketing. Okay, give me three best way to market my product. Three best way or four best way or four good ways to market my product. quickly AI will just give you brr, like that. And even from this, you may be tempted to be like, okay, let me pick one myself. You understand? The one you are picking probably may not even be the best. Give AI that headache and say, okay, choose the best out of the four. It's going to do is logic. Do you get it now? And give you, a very good response. Okay. Now let's look at this. Under chain of thought, look at this for example. This is just a common example, okay, just to explain this. What is 25 times 12? The output is 300. It's going to give you that response like a calculator. But in chain of thoughts, you understand, in chain of thought, COT, you're asking it to give it to you to explain it step by step. That keyword step by step is very important. Okay, in fact, that's what makes it chain of thought. Now, in tree of thought, look at this example. List three different strategies to grow a small business. It's going to give it to you anyway. But now you are committing it into the AI logic now to what to give you the best out of the three. Do you get it now? Now this we can use in so many other areas. Do you get it now? In so many, when I say so many other areas, in so many other field, okay, so many other field of study. You can think about it, how you can apply chain of thought and tree of thought to your prompt to get something better or to unlock, the hidden part, of AI response to you. Chain of thought, tree of thought. Don't forget, in chain of thought, you're asking it what to give you an explanation in steps, right? Step by step. In tree of thought, you are still giving it back to the model to give it the best, you understand, out of probably some option or the most preferred out of certain options. Do you get it now? So, oh, look at that. Social media marketing, I'm giving you an example of that. It can be used, in so many other areas. It only depends on what exactly you are trying to achieve. Now, we also have a practice here of chain of thought and the baseline. Now, the baseline is just your normal prompt, or your normal your normal prompt. Now, we have three practice here. Run a baseline prompt. This is what I want every one of us to do right now on our mobile phones. Open your ChatGPT. I want us to do this right now, and I need a response. We only have about 10 minutes for this practice. 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. But I don't want us to spend 15 minutes on this. Okay, so let's open our chat GPT. Okay, open your chat GPT where you are right now. Run a baseline prompt. You can use this. Ask AI a moderately complex question. Example, a mathematical problem, a business decision, a logical puzzle. You understand? Don't give any special instruction. Just a simple question. Okay, that's the baseline prompt. Now in COT this time, you are asking it. That's yeah. I'm talking about that same prompt this time. Ask it what to give a step-by-step, explanation. Do you get it now? Look at this example. Add this. Think through this step. Think through this step by step, or explain your reason before answering. Look at that. Take for instance, you ask AI, say, okay, what is the best way to call crime in Nigeria? Now it's going to give you a response. But if you add something like, okay, give me the best way to solve this step by step. Or you can say, explain, look at this, look at that phrase. Explain your reasoning before what? Before answering. Or think through this before giving me your response. You understand? Now, this time you are asking AI to do a deep thinking. In some AI models like Grok, it has some options like fast, like think. Now, if you use option, don't worry, when we get it, when we get it, or let me, you understand? But when you give, when you ask a question, okay, say, okay, I gave an example. Okay, what's the best way to combat crime in Nigeria, right? Now, if you ask something like, okay, do a thorough reasoning before giving me a response, it will just give you a direct response. In fact, mathematically or in its algorithm, AI may do some kind of comparison, do a kind of deep search before it gives you the response. Compared to someone that just asks a basic question or just pass a basic prompt, you see that definitely their responses will be different. You understand? And the person who used the basic prompt will be like, boss, you ask same question. How come you are getting more detailed? Okay, so that's the power of what? Of chain of thought. And in tree of thought, this time in tree of thought, we are not only asking um question, logical question, but rather, let's look at some example. Look at this example. These three strategies to grow a small business. It's going to give you the three strategies, maybe in bullet points or in paragraph, whatever. But this time, don't give yourself the edict to pick one of them. Give an iterative prompt again to say, okay, based on experiences or based on, you know, certain things, you can, whatever, you can say, okay, which of these three is the best? So it's going to do its logic, its reasoning, you understand, and give you something more accurate. So that is that for tree of thought. So in chain of thought, we are unlocking something more deeper in AI prompt, like asking AI to explain something step by step, or asking it to do a thorough reasoning, thorough thinking before giving a response. That's chain of thought. And in tree of thought, you're asking AI to probably give some points, you understand? And out of that point, you're asking it to give us the best, you understand, of it. So that's that for tree of thought. So chain of thought, tree of thought. And now I've given a practice that I said I want us to do right now on our mobile phone using ChatGPT. You can use Gemini. Okay, this is it. You are going to be running a baseline prompt, like a normal prompt, like just ask AI any question. Don't give any instruction, just a normal, a simple question. And this time, on that same question, and rerun that same prompt this time, adding tree of thought features. For instance, I don't know what your question would be or what your prompt would be, but modify the prompt now, adding, maybe keywords like step by step or explain your reasoning before answering. You understand? Now compare the two and let me know your response from your end. So we have just let me give us 12 minutes. Okay. So and the time starts now. So let's do that before we move on to the next thing. That's good. That's good. So I'm happy we are now becoming prompt engineers gradually, not the way every other person does prompt. All right. Now let's continue our slide. Uh, can everybody see my slide? I'm moving into the next thing. Can you see my slide? If yes, tell me what you see. Okay. Can you tell me what you see? Oh, 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 okay. Listen, zero shot, one shot. Okay. Now let's now when we are talking about zero shot. Now, what are all these shots? These shots are actually talking about it. Okay, example. I love this. Now, this shot actually talking about. You know why I said I love it? Because this very lesson, is triggering something out. It's prompting me to do something we are meant to probably do tomorrow. But don't worry, tomorrow we'll go deeper into today's topic or tomorrow's topic. Now, this shot actually talking about example. Now, these techniques control how much context and guidance you provide before asking AI to perform. Very good. Now, let's look at some examples. Let's go. Let's go back to my ChatGPT. Let me create a new chat. I don't have to force Now, let's look at something and say, okay, let's do something and say, okay, I'm bad. Um, light or white and black. Okay, light and look at that. Can someone see what I'm saying? What do you notice? Anybody? What do you notice? Thank you. It completed my prompt. It completed my prompt. Now, that is actually what you are talking about. At certain times you need some to do the prompt. Sometimes your AI will do better when it uses examples. Not in all cases. Our tree of thought, our COT and TOT are doing a very good job. But I'm saying that there are some instances where you give examples, and the example make it to do something better. That let's say this works very fine when you're trying to generate a flyer. on ChatGPT or any other AI model? You can give examples. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, before then, let's go back to our slide. Now, these three prompting techniques. Okay, okay, all right. Sorry about that. Thank you for calling me to that. So anytime it takes, always let me know. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, zero shots, one shot, few shot prompting are techniques, prompting techniques on a spectrum from the least to the most guide. Now, what we are trying to do is we are guiding our model, our AI, on how to undo our prompt. Is this still breaking? It's still breaking, right? Uh, okay. Maybe it's the network. Maybe you should change your position. Maybe change your position. It will be coverage, right? So now zero shot, one shot, two shot prompting are a way to guide our prompt. Guide our AI on how to go ahead with on how to handle this. Let's look at zero shot, the lower step. This one. Now, the zero shot is simply a no example kind of prompting. For instance, you are just given a no example prompt like it looks like our baseline prompt. It looks like our baseline prompt. That's no example. Okay. Now, in one short prompt, you are giving just one example. We're going to be looking at some examples. In one shot, you are giving just one example. In few shots, you are giving multiple examples. So now the difference between a no example, one example, and multiple examples is that it helps to a better consistency. This is what I'm talking about. Now look at this zero shot. Example is this: write a description for a smartphone, a smartwatch. It looks like a baseline prompt, right? Yeah, and it's going to give you a very good result actually. Okay. Now when you give a few short prompts, you are given an example. Look at this. Now write one for a smart. Now write one for a smartwatch in the same style. Look at let's do this thing. Let's go to our ChatGPT. I'm going to copy this. Sorry, write a product description for a smartwatch. Right? Write a product. I mean, write a product for a smartwatch. Okay, we have nice. Look at this. I am not expecting so much. That's where we give constraints. Like in one paragraph, in two sentences, blah blah blah. But it's fine. I just continue. Now let's look at modified prompt. Now write one for a smartwatch in the same style. Now you can see we're having smartwatch, right? Now that simply means that the second one doesn't necessarily have to be a smartwatch. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to modify it. It's too long. Okay. I can give another prompt, still referring to this prompt or still referring to this response. Now that prompt is what we call iterative prompt. We have our response. I can say, okay, make this one paragraph. This is an iterative prompt because it's still referring to the previous one. Okay, one paragraph said it's too much, but it's fine. So now this time, I'm going to say, now that was for the smartwatch, right? Now we can say, do the same for, you can give another product. You get it now. Let's say the same, the same for, uh, let's say for massager, massager, massager. Okay. Now it doesn't need to ask me questions. You understand, this prompt, our AI understand that, that I want it to give me the same product description for another thing. So this is a is an example of a one shot, right? Now for few shot, I can give many other examples, many other projects, and it will go ahead giving them to me. Okay, so that is that for now. We have so many other examples. I mean, referring to, I mean, adding this zero shot, one shot, video, shot. It's all about giving examples. Now, I talked the other time I talked about flyer. This works very fine when you are trying to generate flyer. So for those who generate flyers using AI, this is a more better way to go ahead. I mean, to go about it. Now, I can go to Pinterest. Pinterest is a website where you post design. Uh, let's see. Look at this. I think this is not bad. So I'm going to download this. I'm going to download this. Yeah, download image. Huh? Look at this. I like this board. Let me I like this. Naturally, I love maybe because yeah, I love my fellow book lovers. Shop now. All right. So, well, let's just go because of our time. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to download this. Oh, this thing. If I should download it like this, it may not work. So I'm going to save it. I'll just call it Insta Flyer, or let me just call it Insta dot. I already have a PNG. Let's say Insta Design dot JPG. Okay, and I'll change this to all files. It may not be like that. Let me. So I've downloaded my flyer. Okay, yeah. So let me just type it again and say act as a graphic designer. You want to apply is, I mean, one shot to generate a flyer. Act as a graphic designer. Stop. Generate. I want to add. I would like to add one quality here. Generate an hyper realistic, an hyper realistic um flyer design or flyer for stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to add that example. The example is going to be the flyer I downloaded. So it's on download. Uh, download. Okay, so this is it. So now I'm going to be referring to this uploaded file as an example. Okay, use uploaded file as an example. Okay, now of course we are generating a flyer. This flyer may need some other details. You understand? For instance, let's add details like business name. Let's say add business name. Um, let me put that. Okay, business name. Let me put that in quotes or in quotes rather, not in brackets. Let's say SMIICT, contact number, contact number, um, 070770584. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, stop, and then let's run it. And let's see what we get here. So I want you to do that also from your end, and let me know what the results is going to be like. Okay, so I'm waiting. Please quickly do that too. So I don't want it to be after the as I start doing this too. Let me know. So you share your screen if you are using your screen. You share your screen or you post your design to the group so I can see it. So do that also. Waiting. Hello, can anybody see this? Can everybody see this? Look at that. Isn't this cool? Now look at this. I don't like this shape. I don't like this shape. Okay, it's showing now, right? It's not showing. Oh, someone can see. Maybe you should log out and log in. Now, if you look at this shape, I don't like this shape. Maybe I want this to be on. I want to put this on Instagram. Of course, that should be going to be Instagram post. So I can say I can add an iterative prompt and say, okay, change this orientation. This can be portrait of change this orientation into well, like 1:1. That's aspect ratio. Aspect ratio 1:1. Let's see the new response. So for those who generate flyers using ChatGPT, it generates better and more quality flyers. Like, there are some flyers you see that me when I see them I know that this AI. But I said man some weeks ago, when I said it I said this AI it was very glaring, very obvious. But with this now it should generate something better. So what technique have we used here? We have used RTF, that's I mean raw tags uh, format context, and also we have used what's it called one shot technique to look at this now. So this is get it now. So just to post it to any question on this before we move on. So tonight is all about prompt because the basic engagement with this, I mean, in this training relies on our prompt. So prompting is very, very important. Prompting. Is there any questions so far? Any questions so far? Oh, I'm very sure we are busy. Now, if you want to change the colors, you understand, I can decide to change colors. For instance, I can say change, I think it's orange, right? Orange. Change the orange color into, let's say, sky blue, or into sky blue. That would do it for me. If I want to change the message inside too, I can change it. But it's like, ChatGPT has limited number of messages, you understand? So it's like it puts everything together in one prompt. Where I posted the original prompts, eh? Like where I posted all this, where I added contact, add the orientation to it, add the new message you want it written, you want reflected on whatever, add the color, put everything together. So it means that before you start creating the prompt, you already must have known what exactly you want to do so that you while creating the design, while creating the prompt, you run out of what's it called? Run out of credit. So you can see that now that's true. If I want this image also to be, I can also do that. Okay. So this is better. So any question? Is anybody doing it? If you are doing it, type a message in the message box, or you give me a what's it called, an emoji. I'm very sure you're also using it. Okay, done. All right, everybody is done. Who else is done? You are going to share me. So post what you have done in the group. I want to see it. Just post what you have done in the group. I'll check it from there. Okay, it's on the group. Yes. Who is the first person here? What do I give you? All right. Wow, wow, wow. This is still loading. This is still loading. Oh my God, man. People have said this one is AI. For God's sake. Oh my God. Awesome. I love this. I love this. I love this. Yes, who else is posting? Who else is posting? Who else is posting? Please do that. Do that. I want to see like two more at least. I want to see like two more. I love this. I love this. Wow. That's cool. Yes. Let's send it. Let's send it. Let's send it. Okay. That's it. All right. So who else? Yes, I'm waiting. Oh. Don't- Yes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Let me see. Let me see. Right. Actually, follow. Yes, who else has done it? I'm waiting. Yes, yes, yes. You can, if you don't want fire, you can apply the one shot prompt technique to another thing and just share it else. Yes, who else? Nobody. If you're having any issue, send it to the group. Let's know what the issue is. Let me go to the slide to see what is left. So, oh wow, the slide is about. That's all about prompting that we are doing. That means tonight I'm going to be sharing two files, and one is going to be on the prompt framework. One of the that's how to context. So, and of course, the second file I'll be sharing, and therefore, the video by tomorrow morning, I'll be sending tomorrow morning. All right, so that'll be all. So, any questions so far? I'm very sure we are still working. So, what have we done so far? We have looked at what prompt. We looked at the chain of thought, the tree of thought, the chain of thought should be solved. We want our prompts, I mean, our AI to give us working steps. Tree of thought, we want it to do a deeper reasoning, right, before giving the response. Then we look at the example and the examples of each of them. Where, of course, we've been able to do some activities, practicals to see how this actually works. And then we've looked at the zero shot, the one shot, and the few shot prompting. And these are different examples of prompts. Zero shot means no example. One shot means we are given one example. And the few shot prompting is about the multiple examples. Now, when you do multiple examples, but you don't do multiple examples when it gets to design because if not, you get the designer confused, and that's the AI, not the designer. You get when you are trying to generate a design, use one shot. You are the one that should just look for a very good design way that you want it to follow. But in other things, you can make short, short and we of course we look at examples. And because we are dealing with prompt, that's why we are not deeper. So the more we go deeper, the more time we spending.